Good afternoon. This is the first we've been live today. We have a number of attorney pretrials set for 2 o'clock. Judge Patterson just finished the 1 o'clock sessions. Abby Stoll is here with us from the prosecutor's office. We've got a couple of attorneys that didn't want to come live and they've joined us on Zoom. We're going to start here in just a moment. We also are going to, I expect, have an interpreter join us shortly, at least I hope so. We did have a personal protection order hearing this morning that was not live streamed, but this is the first time we've been on the record here today. So today's first line, our shared moment of humanity. Mr. Smith, Mr. Fraser, this is foreign to you, but every day I start with the first line of a song, and you might know it, you might not. She was there at the bar. She heard my guitar. She was long and tall. She was the queen of them all. She was dark and discreet. She was light on her feet. And went up to her room and she lowered the boom. All right. You have to look it up. All right. Mr. Smith, I believe your client is sitting outside the courtroom door. Have you and Mr. Fraser had an opportunity to discuss this?
We have not, Your Honor. I was hoping to do that possibly after this hearing.
All right. Well, Laura, would you ask the bailiffs to send our people in? Here's our interpreter. Particularly, I'm interested in Miss Alondra Harker. Or Abby, maybe Frank's right outside the door. If you could just get him to have Frank bring everybody in. Is Alondra?
Welcome back, Your Honor.
Some of the attorneys are back here in the jury room.
Yes.
Here shortly. All right, have a seat, sir.
Okay.
We've got about 8 matters set for pretrial, the final pretrial before jury. The first matter we're going to address is People versus Alondra Harker. Are you Alondra Harker?
Yes, sir.
Your attorney, Mr. Don Smith, is here with us remotely. Also from the Attorney General's office of the state of Michigan is Assistant Attorney General Mike Fraser. He's the authorizing official on this charge. Let me open my on base. A lot of moving parts here. Vivian, would you direct Senor Lopez to go with his lawyer, Mr. Bush, to the conference room?
Señor Sánchez-Lopez, por favor, acompañe a su abogado a la sala de conferencias.
All right, the matter that we are first addressing, as I indicated, People versus Alondra Harker. This matter was charged by the Attorney General of the state of Michigan. It's alleged that on November 5th of 2024, knowing or have a good reason to believe that she was not a resident or qualified to be an elector. It is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. This occurred in the city of Three Rivers. One of the things that I had a question about, she was a Sturgis resident. Why she would have been voting in the city of Three Rivers was a question right off the bat, regardless of her citizenship. This matter was charged, as I indicated, by the Attorney General. Mr. Smith was retained by the defendant and the matter was set for hearing today. I'm disappointed that the two of you haven't actually spoken to each other about this. Ms. Harker is here floating by herself. Would the two of you like to go into a breakout room to discuss this?
Please.
Mr. Fraser, is that agreeable with you?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you for suggesting it.
I don't, Judge.
Christopher Houghton is an ordinance case. Joshua Odinger, is he here? Do you swear or affirm to the best of your ability you'll interpret these matters from Spanish into English and English into Spanish?
I do.
Would you state your name for the record, please?
Vivian Montero, Court Interpreter 18369.
The title of this case is People versus Jose Manuel Sanchez-Lopez.
Este caso se titula José Manuel Sánchez-Lopez.
The file number is 26311.
Número de caso 26311,
312
312
and 313.
y 313.
The defendant is charged in a citation that alleges on June 22nd of 2026 that he was operating a motor vehicle while he was intoxicated in the city of Sturgis.
En la ciudad de Sturgis.
He is also charged with having no valid operator's license and leaving the scene of a property damage accident. No license ever applied is punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500.
Y hasta 90 días de cárcel y o $500 de multa.
And the leaving the scene of an accident is punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100.
Y el cargo de abandonar el lugar de los hechos en un accidente conlleva la máxima penalidad posible hasta 90 días de cárcel y o $100 de multa.
John Bush.
El acusado se encuentra aquí con su abogado, licenciado John Bush.
Mr. Bush and the Sturgis City Attorney Timothy George had an opportunity to discuss this matter here this afternoon.
Tuvieron una oportunidad para conversar sobre ese caso esta tarde. Licenciado Bush, ¿cuál es el estatus del caso aquí hoy día?
This afternoon, my client will enter a plea to operating under the influence of liquor.
Esta tarde, mi cliente contestará culpable al cargo de bajo los
Mr.
efectos
George's
del alcohol.
office will dismiss the accompanying charges of leaving the scene and no operator's license. And by the terms of plea would not be amending to charge him under the super drunk statute.
Los otros dos cargos, según lo que está ofertando la gente del Ministerio Público, serían desestimados.
What
Attorney,
is
can you repeat the last part about the super drunk charges?
They will not charge him with operating with a high blood alcohol level.
¿Y cuál era el nivel de alcoholemia? Según el laboratorio de delitos, salió a .225.
The prosecutor will dismiss the charge of driving without a valid operator's license.
El agente del Ministerio Público está dispuesto a desestimar el cargo de conducir sin licencia vigente.
They will also dismiss the charge of leaving the scene of a property damage accident.
También van a desestimar el cargo de abandonar el lugar de los hechos de un accidente.
And you would enter a plea to a charge of operating while intoxicated.
Y usted contestará culpable a un cargo que se llama conducir en estado de ebriedad.
In Michigan, that is a misdemeanor.
En el estado de Michigan es delito menor.
It is punishable by up to 93 days in jail
Conlleva una máxima penalidad posible hasta 93 días de cárcel.
a fine of up to $500,
Una multa hasta $500.
carry 6 points on your driving record,
Conlleva 6 puntos en su historial de conducir.
and it will suspend your driving privileges.
Y se le va a suspender su privilegio de poder conducir.
The prosecutor has agreed not to amend the charge to a more serious charge,
Ante el Ministerio Público se ha acordado no enmendar el cargo a un cargo más grave
of operating with a high blood alcohol level.
a un cargo que se llama conducir con alto nivel de alcoholemia.
That carries a maximum sentence of up to 180 days in jail.
El cargo más grave conlleva una máxima penalidad posible hasta 180 días de cárcel
And a maximum fine of $750.
y una multa máxima de $750.
Do you understand, Mr. Sanchez-Lopez?
¿Usted entiende, señor Sánchez-López?
You have to give a
Say yes or no.
Tiene que responder que sí o que no.
You're going to plead guilty to operating while intoxicated.
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you to try to get you to plead to that charge?
¿Alguien le amenazó para que contestara culpable de ese cargo?
No.
Or
No.
promise you anything?
¿O le prometieron algo?
No.
No.
Mr. George, you confirm the plea offer in that matter?
Licenciado, ¿confirma el acuerdo en ese caso?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, sí,
All right.
señoría.
Mr. Sanchez-Lopez, I want to tell you some things.
Señor Sánchez-López, le quiero decir algunas cosas.
And this applies to everyone else who's here who may be entering a plea here this afternoon.
Eso es pertinente a todas las personas que puede contestar el culpable aquí esta tarde.
If you plead guilty to this charge of operating while intoxicated, you will not have a trial. You will be giving up your right to have a trial. Do you understand?
Y estaría renunciando su derecho de celebrar un juicio. ¿Entiende usted eso?
Sí.
Yes.
If you had a trial, you have certain rights.
Si
One of
hubiera
them
un
is your right.
juicio. Sorry, Your Honor.
You have certain rights.
Tiene usted
One of those rights is you have a right to have a lawyer.
uno de los derechos es que usted tiene derecho a tener un abogado.
You have a right to hire a lawyer, or the court could appoint a lawyer to assist you. And that's what we've done here. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have a trial in front of a jury or just the judge.
Juez o frente a un jurado.
You would have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court, so they could be questioned under oath.
En un juicio, usted tiene derecho a que el juez ordena todos los testigos a su favor o en su contra que compareciera para testificar en su caso bajo juramento. Pero si no quisiera testificar en un juicio, no tiene que hacerlo.
And they can't use the fact that you declined to testify against you.
Y nadie puede utilizar su silencio en su contra.
Either from, and you have the right to be presumed innocent
Tiene el derecho a la presunción de inocencia
unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
a menos que el Ministerio Público puede comprobar que usted es culpable más allá de una duda razonable.
Now, this is a misdemeanor case,
Ahora, este caso es de delito menor
and a criminal case,
y un caso penal.
and as such, it could have an effect on your residency status if you do not have lawful residency.
Y como tal, pudiera posiblemente afectar su situación migratoria aquí, si no tiene su situación migratoria regularizada.
I recently had a case
Recientemente me tocó un caso
where a defendant had pled guilty to a drinking driving charge,
donde un acusado había contestado culpable a un cargo de conducir en estado de ebriedad
14 years ago,
hace 14 años.
And that became a factor in immigration decision that was before the court, the
Y eso,
federal court.
y eso fue un factor que tomaron en cuenta en el Tribunal de Migración, el Tribunal Federal.
Do you understand?
¿Usted entiende eso? ¿Sí
You
o
have to
no?
speak your answer.
Sí.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about this night in February.
Vamos a hablar sobre aquella noche en febrero,
22nd.
el 22.
According to the ticket, it was very early in the morning, 6:22 a.m.
Según la multa, era muy temprano en la mañana, 6:22 de la mañana.
Where were you going?
¿A dónde iba?
Iba hacia casa,
¿Perdón?
a donde vivo.
I was heading home.
From where?
¿De dónde?
De la casa de un tío.
From an uncle's house.
The 22nd of February
El 22 de
was
febrero
a Saturday night into Sunday morning.
fue la noche del sábado llegando a la madrugada del domingo.
Sí.
What were you drinking?
¿Qué tomaba?
Era cerveza.
Beer.
How many do you think you had?
¿Cuántas había consumido? ¿Se acuerda?
Fueron 6, pero fue por la noche, no en la madrugada.
It was 6. It was late at night into the early morning.
Did they give you a test where they took your blood at the hospital?
¿Le tuvieron que llevar al hospital para sacar sangre?
Sí, me hicieron el test de alcoholímetro y no salía nada en el test de los oficiales. Entonces, el otro oficial no se quedó conforme y me dijo que me quería hacer una prueba de... Él me dijo que era una prueba de drogas, un test de drogas.
So they did the test, I can't even think, and it didn't register. So one of the officers wanted to do a drug test on me.
So will you accept that they sent your blood to the State Police Crime Laboratory and their analysis says the result was 0.225? Will you accept?
¿Acepta usted eso?
Ellos me llevaron arrestado. Yo entré
They
al
took me.
hospital esposado.
They took me handcuffed into the hospital to do the blood test.
All right, well, you had more than 6 beers.
Usted había consumido más de 6 cervezas.
This is more like 16 beers.
Eso es más bien 16
But I will
cervezas.
accept your plea.
Voy a aceptar su contestación de culpable.
We have to set the matter for a sentencing date.
Tenemos que fijar fecha para la imposición de la condena.
Mr. Bush, are you available on August 31st at 11 a.m.?
Licenciado Bush, está disponible el 31 de agosto a las 11 de la mañana.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
Mr. Sanchez-Lopez, I'm going to send you out to the probation department.
Señor López Sánchez López, les voy a mandar al Departamento de Libertad Condicional
and they're going to make an appointment with you to do a screening to get more information about you and the circumstances before I do the sentence.
ellos van a realizar una entrevista más sobre las circunstancias de lo ocurrido antes de que formulo yo la condena.
Vivian, are you available on that date?
I am not, Your Honor.
All right, well, we'll have to get other interpreter. Where do you work, sir?
¿Dónde trabaja usted, señor?
En Hallmark Trailer.
The interpreter couldn't understand the first word. Something trailer.
I think you said Hallmark trailers.
Hallmark trailers?
Trailers, okay.
How did you get here today?
¿Cómo llegó usted aquí hoy día?
Llegué hace 4 años, pero fue
No.
ilegalmente.
No. He misunderstood. ¿Quién le trajo aquí hoy?
Llegué, me trajeron.
Someone brought
Hay
me.
alguien que me trajeron.
All
There's
right, I
someone
want to
waiting.
remind you, the way you answered that question makes me believe that maybe you actually drove here.
La forma en que usted contestó esa pregunta me hace pensar que usted en realidad, usted fue quien manejó hasta acá.
No,
All right, you
tengo
can't,
alguien que me trajo.
don't drive a car.
No, someone brought me.
Very good,
Usted no.
very good.
Muy bien.
All right, we're going to see you next on August 31st at 11 a.m. I'll have the court officers take you out to the office.
Para la fecha.
And I will see you at that time. You're free to go.
Ya se puede retirar.
Thank you, Vivian. I'm sorry you're not available on the 31st, but you deserve some time off, so I'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, we have another case, which is another boulder in the stream. The interpreter cases take longer, obviously, about 3 times as long. That's our last interpreter case. Now, we have another case where there's some issues because the attorneys are here by Zoom. So, Mr. Bush, I'll ask you to relinquish your seat. And Ms. Harker, all right, we return to the matter of People versus Alondra Harker, election failure to properly register. Assistant Attorney General Mike Freza is here and Attorney Don Smith is present. Those gentlemen were in a breakout room discussing the case. The defendant is here with me in the courtroom. Mr. Freza, I'll defer to you. Did you guys make any progress?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Mike Freza, Assistant Attorney General, P46949.
Bring
for
the
People.
plaques in with the plaintiff and defendant. Yeah, I set them on the edge of the counter there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm pleased to report that Defense Counsel and I have made good progress in discussing a resolution. Mr. Smith has recently represented the defendant. Discovery has been provided to him, and we had some brief discussion regarding the evidence against his client. I think the people and the defense, if I understand correctly, are going to propose a second pretrial conference about 30 days out. We hope by then the matter will be resolved before Your Honor. I would also suggest for the court's consideration, in addition to that second pretrial conference, that a trial date be set.
All right, well, I won't set a trial date till the second pretrial. We can set it at that time. Ms. Harker, did you hear everything that we just said?
Yes, sir.
Are you still living on Arden Park in Sturgis?
Yes, sir.
You've retained an attorney and you've been in contact with him, is that correct?
Yes.
And you agree we'll set this out about 30 days and see if a settlement can be reached?
Yes, I agree.
Late, I'm available the week of August 17. Otherwise, I have trials.
No, September 7th, that week is fine.
Thank you.
I would continue it to Thursday, September 10th at 2 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
That sounds good.
Here at the historic courthouse in Centerville. It hasn't been used for a courtroom for many years. From 1899 or 1900 to about 1975, this was the circuit courtroom. And it's my privilege to be able to use it now. In about 1974, or 75, an assistant attorney general was assigned to try a case in here from Detroit. He charged Tony Jackalone with possession of a bludgeon, blackjack, and trial was moved. I guess they wanted to move it as far out of Detroit as they could, so they sent it to Centerville. So you would not be the first assistant attorney general to appear here in the last 50 years. But as I understand it, he was convicted. They brought a judge in, I believe, from Detroit, and the attorney general and some attorney from Detroit, and they tried the case here in this room.
Well, certainly, Your Honor, I love old courtrooms. It would be my pleasure to be in it on September 10 with Your Honor.
All right, well, if we do, that's fine. If there become an issue where we need to do it by Zoom, communicate with the court and we'll try to deal with it. All right, this is continued for a second pretrial for 9/10. Your lawyer is going to call you in a minute. It's your obligation to be back here on the 10th of September at 2 o'clock. You're free to go about what we got left. We have several ordinance cases and we have a couple of state statute cases. Mr. Bush has Mr. Odinger, who's in custody. Is he talking with him right now? All right, Mr. Rohr is here. That's a state statute case. Shasta Rose's state statute case. Brad Warnicki is a state statute case. Christopher Houghton is an ordinance case. And again, we need Mr. Bush. Mr. George is the attorney in Warnicki. What do we know about that one, Mr. George?
Your Honor, Ms. Stoll and I have been discussing that matter. She requested that my client complete 40 hours of community service and then agree to pay the restitution. We have the community service done. We just need to convert the restitution, which my client has in cash today, to a check. So I think it'd probably be most appropriate to just maybe do a short reset on this. My sense is there would be a nollie follow in the meantime.
Is your client here?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you come up and have a seat? These tables lacked signs which said plaintiff or defendant. We had some, and some viewers, you can imagine, some anonymous viewers from California thought we could use some proper signage here. So they were delivered via Kelly Hostetler. And we now have proper plaintiff and defendant signs. They're here somewhere. I don't know where they are, but now we have a brand new set. And thank you to those people. All right, so Abigail, the offer would be 40 hours of community service and restitution.
That's correct.
How much is restitution?
It's almost $1,500, Your Honor. I believe it's
It's $1,453.35.
So the community service is done. And we're waiting for the restitution.
He has the cash in hand today, but that's always a little clunky, Your Honor, so I had recommended that we put that in the trust account at the
Well,
firm.
how about it, August 7th, 26 at 8:30? Once restitution is paid, expect dismissal. All right, I didn't find much of a criminal record here for Mr. Warnicki. He did have a domestic violence in another jurisdiction some time ago. But the charges of malicious destruction of a building, 200 to 1,000, 2 counts. Malicious destruction of personal property, 200 to 1,000, and larceny under 200 would all be dismissed as part of this agreement. This defendant has not been fingerprinted. So this system, this isn't correctly in the system history because they didn't have prints. All right, Mr. Warnicki, stay in contact with your lawyer. You got the money to pay the restitution. Where'd you do the community work service?
I'm at BFW on Sprinkle and the city of Plainwell.
All right. Mr. George, you and Ms. Stoll can stay on top of this, and I expect this will be dismissed by this Friday.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Two, 6, 8, 8, 5, 7. All right, Mr. Bush is back and he's got the remainder of our cases today. Is Mr. Houghton?
We can take care of him right now.
All right, very good. Mr. Houghton, would you have a seat? Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Don't look so terrified. Nothing terrible is going to happen right here. You've been through this before and we'll be all right. You're Christopher James Houghton.
Yes, I am.
File number is 26985. OD. This is also an ordinance case. Charged with operating while intoxicated, alleging to have occurred on May 20th of 2026. And Mr. Bush, what's the status here?
I've talked to Mr. George. He's going to be able to enter a plea to amended charge of impaired driving.
Is that correct, Mr. Houghton?
Yes, it is.
Well, let me tell you the difference. Operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to $500 and up to 93 days in jail. And it requires that your license be suspended. Impaired driving is different. It's a lesser included charge. It's punishable by a fine of up to $300. 4 points maximum, and it would allow you to keep a restricted driver's license if your license is otherwise valid. So you could drive back and forth to work or in the course of employment or treatment or school or other limited purposes. Do you understand? Or other limited purposes. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this charge
No,
or promise you anything?
no.
Now, you were here when I went through the advice on rights. You understand you have those same rights?
Yes, I do.
You'll be giving those up by entering this plea?
I understand.
What was the blood alcohol here, Mr. Bush?
The blood alcohol was 0.126 and 0.123.
Mr. Houghton, anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this charge?
No,
Promise you anything?
no.
According to the ticket, this occurred at 3:35 a.m. at Main and 4th Street in Three Rivers. How'd you happen to be there that early in the morning?
So it was around 11 o'clock. I was leaving a friend's house from Three Rivers. I was going home to Decatur. I stopped to get some McDonald's. I realized I was a little intoxicated. Didn't want to drive that late. I was trying to find somewhere to stay. I sat at Skidmore Park for, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. I ate my food, and then I was going to drive back to my buddy's house to see if he was still awake. And it was probably like 1 o'clock when I got pulled over, I thought.
Well, okay, they got 3:35 here, but
But
what were you drinking?
I had 2 tall boys and I had a shot of like a little mini shooter of Fireball.
You accept your blood alcohol was a 0.123 at least?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
All right, well, I'm glad you didn't drive all the way back to Decatur. All right, well, I'm glad you didn't drive all the way back to Decatur. I know you've got Decatur's in Van Buren County, correct?
Yes, it is.
Are you still living there?
Yes.
But you got a lot of cases here. You told me before, what's your connection here in St. Joe County?
I'm on probation through Dan Frazine.
Yes, and that's on the drug charge. Were you on probation at the time this occurred?
Yes.
Do you understand this could also be a violation of your probation?
Yes, I talked to my probation officer about it.
I'm going to set this for sentencing at the same time. Mr. Bush will be scheduled to be here that morning, August 31st at 11.
Can I give the court some paperwork on his progress on recovery?
Yes, I'd like to see
He's
that.
already completed a 14-day residential program.
I saw that, which is good. He told me he was going to do that.
That fact, we adjourned the last hearing date because he was doing it.
All right. Serenity Hills.
He's in the family treatment court.
I saw that too. All right. Sentence date is 8/31/26. All right, Mr. Houghton, we're gonna have to sort all this out before we figure out what to do. Don't get in any more trouble before I see you at the end of August. And I'll see you at that time. You're good to go. I want you to keep paying on your fines and costs too. That leaves us 3 cases. Shasta Rose, she's present. Why don't you come forward? Is that your mom?
Yes.
Would you take the children out? They're not being naughty or anything. They're quite good. But I don't want to talk to you about stealing stuff in front of your children. I don't know why you would even bring them in here to watch something like this.
I didn't really have a
Seeing
choice.
some scary man in a black robe talking to their mom is scary to kids. This is file number 252298, People versus Shasta Rose. The defendant is charged with an allegation that on October 2nd of 2025, she was at the Meyer store in Three Rivers and she stole $240 some worth of stuff by pushing it out through the door.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that the defendant will be entering a guilty plea to retail fraud 3rd degree, and the people will dismiss the retail fraud 2nd degree charge.
She needs to confirm that's the negotiated offer. She certainly has her trial rights, and I'm not sure if she wants a trial or.
All right, well, let's talk about that, Ms. Rose. What you're charged with is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000 or 3 times the value of the property. Prosecutors agreed to dismiss that charge for a plea to a lesser charge known as retail fraud in the 3rd degree. That's the bottom rung. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Nobody gets 93 days in jail for retail fraud 3rd degree, but that is the maximum allowable sentence. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, I do.
All right, are you willing to plead to that lesser charge, or do you wish to have a trial in the matter?
I'll plead to the lesser charge.
Okay. Anybody threaten you to get you to do that
No,
or promise you anything?
I don't think so.
All right, well, let me tell you once again, if you plead guilty to this charge, you're going to give up your right to have a trial. There won't be any trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
There's Kleenexes there. I needed some too. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Bush has been appointed to represent you. You could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wish. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court, so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take a witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand?
Yes.
There is an affidavit of probable cause that was attached to this that I read last week and again today. According to the police report from Officer Radke, you went into the Myers store on October 16th, and pushed them out the door. There's a video footage of this, and they were able to use that video footage to identify you. Do you acknowledge that you pushed a cart full of items out the door without paying for them?
Yeah.
Yes. Do we accept that the stuff in the cart was worth at least $236?
Do you have a good memory of what happened?
Not really.
No. Well, you told me some things when I saw you at the arraignment. This
We've talked
was,
before,
this was a year and a half ago. Is that correct?
Right.
Almost 2 years ago. And since this happened in October of 25, you've gone into recovery. Is that correct?
Yep, I did.
And at the time of this, you were using, what was your issue? Methamphetamine?
Heroin.
Heroin.
Mhm.
Did you go into a treatment facility?
I did. I went to Sacred Heart in Berrien Springs, and then I put myself in another 90-day program because that was only 14 days. And then that was at the Hope House in Sturgis. I did the 90-day program there and went home.
All right, well, I'm proud of you that you've made those steps. By watching your 2 little girls, you need to get your life in order.
Yes,
You've
sir.
got $311 worth of other unpaid fines.
Yep.
I'm gonna set this for sentence with the other cases for August 31st, 2026 at 10 on those unpaid fines and
Yep, I
costs.
will today before I walk out these doors.
All right, again, I appreciate your candor here, Ms. Rose. You're in a different place today than you were back then.
That's a for sure thing.
Set
I read the thing and I'm like, it's still okay.
sentence.
A lot of fucking.
8/31/26 at 10:30. That morning will all be you, Mr. Bush. I think all 4 cases are yours, and that'll make that official.
Encourage you to put as many on that date as you can, Your Honor.
All right, well, that works out for us and for her. You used to live on Fisher Lake Road at one point, didn't you, years ago? This is file 261054 SN, People versus Franklin Allen Bohr. Charges aggravated domestic violence. It's a misdemeanor. It's punishable up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. But also prohibit the defendant from using or possessing a firearm. At the attorney pretrial, prosecutor offered to dismiss that charge for a plea to, oops, wrong one, to domestic violence, non-aggravated with a deferral. Mr. Bush, what's the status here?
This case can remain on the trial docket, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Stoll, that was the offer. I'm assuming if the defendant demands a trial and is convicted, has discovery been completed?
We don't have any medical records or ER report. I believe that those probably exist, Your Honor.
Does the prosecutor have it?
I don't
This
believe,
is charges aggravated with a serious or aggravated injury. As I recall, it was to her shins. But there would need to be some evidence that she suffered an aggravated injury. Lake, and
That's
she
correct.
had
I'm
gone.
at that place. That's my father's house. I live there. He owns it. He doesn't live there.
But
Charlotte
you're
lives in
there, but
Sturgis.
you're there and she's not.
That's correct.
yes, Your Honor, we have evidence.
Well, has it been provided to the defense?
I believe it has.
So we have, yes. All right. Well, I'm gonna have the defendant demands a jury trial. All right, all witness and exhibit lists shall be filed within 30 days. Mr. Rohr, there's a no contact provision. In my recollection from talking with you, is you don't have any problem with that because you don't wish to have any contact with this person.
Say that one more time.
You don't wish with her, so you've not violated the provision.
No, well, she came and got her cats.
All right, well, I don't want to have any further issues, so you're not to have any contact. And we're having trouble with our trial dates. We're losing some and we're losing some to the circuit court. The parties will file witness and exhibit lists within 30 days and we'll set the matter for a jury trial. All right, do you have any questions?
None, thank you, Judge.
All right, you're good to go, sir.
I need to speak, but.
All right, well, hold on a second, Frank.
Yeah.
He has, as of now, 8 days of jail credit. He has some other, I think, previous credit, but he's in jail right now on several other things.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, you gave me the jail, I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, it's hard to hear in here. He has 8 days of jail credit right now, plus whatever he did up front. But as you know, he's got several other things pending. He has a pre-exam. He has an attorney pretrial on a domestic violence case for 8/21, and he has a domestic violence third offense pre-exam set for next Monday in front of Judge Patterson. That's 261049. Anyway, you guys could talk and I'll wait till you tell me what you want me to do next. Pause the record, the live stream is still on.
I don't, okay. sorry. Mhm.
Yes.
As charged, DV second, do no contest, you can get no contest, DV second.
Tomorrow is Friday. It's the last Friday of July. And we have a very busy landlord-tenant docket tomorrow morning, starting at 8:30.
I just got it, so this you should give it to
Up
you
until
today, but-
about noon. We don't have anything presently scheduled in the afternoon for tomorrow. But we have
Okay, let's do that.
20 or more landlord-tenant cases,
Mhm.
about 20.
Right. Okay.
So it's not the first Friday of the month, it's the last Friday of the month. This month actually has 5 Fridays. And that Friday will be morning of landlord-tenant. Are we ready for Mr. Odinger, John?
Yes, we're gonna ask the court to set it.
All right, why don't you bring him in? He's been sitting back there. Yeah, he's got other cases pending. He was very cooperative in the last case. I just dealt with him. He seemed very accepting of responsibility. Mr. Odinger, come on up and have a seat. We haven't been goofing off. I know it's no fun sitting back there in that little bitty holding cell. We did get the electricity turned on. This case is file number 261. In that case, you're charged with domestic violence, second offense. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. We just resolved another case here the other day. But in the meantime, you got 2 new cases. File number 261408 also alleges domestic assault, I think second offense.
Excuse me, you said I have 2?
You have 2. I think, let me make sure. And then you have 1 set for next Monday for in front of Judge Pattison, which has been charged as a felony. Domestic violence, third offense.
So you're saying I got 2 domestics?
Yeah, let me make sure I'm correct on that. Plus this one makes 3. All right, she said 1408. Let's take a look at that one. In the case that's before us right now, it's alleged that On May 8th, you assaulted Rebecca Simmons. And that's this case. No, wait a minute. Yeah, that's this case. In 1408, now the date of this offense was allegedly May 8th. In 1408, the allegation is that on June 6th, so they charge you with a domestic assault that had happened the year before. And that's charged as a retail fraud, domestic violence first offense. And that's set for a pretrial.
When was that date?
June of 25. They allege it on June 13th of 2025. Now let me see if that's a mistake. There's no affidavit or anything. I'm not sure if that's a typo. Can you tell, Abigail?
So Your Honor, I charged this about a month ago, and I noticed that it was older too. But that is correct. That is the correct date. That's what's on the police report.
So it's June 13th of 25.
Mhm.
And it got charged on June 14th of 26.
I don't know if it was sent up to us late from Sturgis Police or how it came to be in my queue, but yes, it was
All
just
right.
recently charged.
June 14th, 26, I was in custody. I was in
Yeah,
jail.
yes, that's why so it's alleged to have occurred of June 13th of 25. And then the newest charge, felony charge, which is set for next Monday, excuse me.
I'm pretty sure even last year I was in custody on June 13th.
Well, we'll find out. That's easy enough to check. The newest one, again, alleges Rebecca Simmons on 7/23 of 26. Hello, Dick Cullen. I'm on the bench. Can you tell from your records whether Joshua Odinger was in custody on June 13th of 2025? Thank you. June 13th of 2025. When did he go to jail? No, I'm asking about 2025. All right. All right, thank you. Bye. According to the jail records, you were not in custody on June 13th of 2025. You were in custody May 25 and 26 and 27. Then you got out. and you got rearrested on July 2nd to July 31st. All right, at any rate, you got a new domestic violence charge, which is a year old allegedly. Then you've got a new charge, which allegedly occurred on July 23rd. So there's 3 total DV cases here. One is set for felony pre-exam next Tuesday.
And am I correct in that the case we're doing the pretrial on allegedly happened on May 8th of 26 then?
Your Honor, I
Yes.
have the affidavit pulled up for that 2025 case and it says 2025 throughout it.
Okay, well, all right. I don't have any quarrel with that. The defendant is not in custody on this case. He's in custody on some other stuff. Let's see, John, when you're here. I'm going to continue this last pretrial to August 27th at 2 p.m. Do you have a trip or anything planned at that time, John?
No, I'm going to be bouncing between here and 3 Rivers in court that afternoon, but I can do that.
All right, August 27th at 2 p.m. The matter could be resolved before then, Mr. Odinger. You've got a pre-exam next Tuesday where I'll be discussing this case. Then you've got another pre-trial. So good luck. I had a nice discussion with you the other day.
Your Honor, if I may, what I said the other day about the center, probation center,
Yes.
like I think it would really help me out because I've never been there and I need some kind of structure and.
Well, as I told you, I don't have the authority to do the probation center on a misdemeanor. If you
Right.
end up convicted of a felony DV third charge, that would be an option.
Okay.
All right, I don't disagree with that. I think you could benefit from it, but I don't have the authority to do it on this case.
I need help. I need some help to stay away from her and.
Stay clean. All right, you go with the court officer. You'll be back Monday for your next case. All right, thank you. All right, that completes our afternoon. Okay. Stop the live stream. We'll be back in the morning with a landmark.